This is an unprovoked and unprecedented attack on the state of Israel by a terrorist organization who was always clear on their goal to kill as many Jewish people as possible. Now we are planning to send tanks and armored vehicles and surveil the border from the air with our Air Force. The U.S. has sent us a carrier, an aircraft carrier, and this is a message from CENTCOM that they support us. Hamas are not targeting military targets. They are targeting civilians. They're trying to kill as many Jews as possible and destroy the Jewish state, and we will not let them.
The Middle East is on the verge of exploding. This after Hamas launched a barrage of rockets and sent a wave of fighters who gunned down civilians and took at least 100 hostages. Now, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has asked the nation to prepare themselves for a long and difficult war. So how is Israel dealing with this surprise attack? Will the fresh escalation of tensions lead to a full-fledged war in the Middle East? To answer all these questions, we have with us Lieutenant Masha Michelson, Deputy Head of Israel's Defense Forces International Press Desk. Welcome to Hindustan Times. My first question, what is the present state of affairs in the region in terms of lives lost and the military action taken by Israel?
So first of all, I would like to say that this is the deadliest attack on the state of Israel since its formation. We have seen on Saturday and Sunday the largest number of Jewish people killed in a single day since the end of the Holocaust. This is an unprovoked and unprecedented attack on the state of Israel by a terrorist organization who was always clear on their goal to kill as many Jewish people as possible and to destroy the state of Israel. Right now, after almost 48 hours of non-stop fighting in the southern region of Israel, we have gained control of the communities surrounding the Gaza Strip, and any encounter with terrorists is contained, and if there are any terrorists left, they are few and are being met with military power, equipped people who are engaging with them and killing them. We are trying to secure the border right now. There have been several points of breach in the Gaza border that have been there since Saturday morning when the attack has started. Now we are planning to send tanks and armored vehicles and surveil the border from the air with our Air Force. Over the last 2 days, UAVs from the IDF were surveilling the border and attacking people who were trying to cross into Israel from Gaza since the attack began. We have conducted hundreds of those strikes in the past 2 days. We are regaining control of the south and are trying to get Israel back to security.
Do you think that Hamas's attack is based on historical grievances, or did something more recent lead to this surprise assault?
I think that no historical grievance and no imaginary reason could justify massacring women, children, elderly people, kidnapping young girls into Gaza, raping them and parading their bodies down the street. Those videos are all over social media. No matter what Hamas thinks could justify such an attack, they showed their true face to the world. And this is who they are. They are beasts who hold nothing sacred, and they destroy Jewish human lives for their cynical terrorism purposes.
So how is this attack different from the other waves of attacks and counterattacks between Israel and Hamas in recent years?
Hamas has invaded Israel unprompted and murdered and massacred women, children, and elderly people. There's been a 97-year-old woman kidnapped into Gaza. Whatever could she have done to the Hamas terrorists? What grievance do they have with her? What grievance do they have with 4-month-old babies kidnapped into Gaza? What grievances do they have with women and their babies kidnapped into Gaza, young girls kidnapped into Gaza and raped? This is the difference, that Hamas are not targeting military targets. They are targeting civilians. They're trying to kill as many Jews as possible and destroy the Jewish state, and we will not let them.
Do you think the famed Israeli intelligence failed to gauge Hamas's nefarious plans?
I think it is an important question, and that question needs to be answered and investigated thoroughly, calmly, and without bias. For that to happen, we need the war to be over with. The IDF is currently at war and is trying to protect the state of Israel and its civilians. When Israel is safe again, we will be free to answer those questions in an orderly manner to get down to the bottom of this matter.
How does Israel see this conflict playing out in the days ahead? What are the military plans? I mean, if you could just expand on what you said in your first answer.
As I said, this is an unprecedented attack on Israel, an unprecedented attack that requires an unprecedented response. The IDF is focusing on assessing how many people we have kidnapped into the Gaza Strip, and we are presenting the political echelon and the security cabinet with possible military options going forward, awaiting their decision, and the IDF is prepared for any order it receives from the political echelon.
Do you think that the US and other global powers will be forced to intervene, maybe even militarily?
We have seen that the US has sent us a carrier, an aircraft carrier, and this is a message from CENTCOM that they support us and that they stand with their ally, and we appreciate it very much.
What do you make of the allegations that Iran was involved in planning the attacks?
We know that Iran is involved with Gaza. Over the years, it has been sending them finances, sharing knowledge, and inciting terror from the Gaza Strip as well as from Judea and Samaria, though we don't have, as of now, concrete information on Iranian guidance or orders to conduct this attack.
Supreme Leader of Iran had railed against the normalization talks between Saudi Arabia and Israel. Do you think this has something to do with the surprise attacks?
I don't think anything can justify the surprise attack. I've already said that, and anything that they have done has only harmed themselves and their cause. Israel is strong and it will prevail, and our allies can see that, both current and potential.
Do you think this war will turn the entire Middle East into a war zone?
I am not the person to speak on that. I think there are strategists who can assess the situation better than me.
Is Israel reaching out to its allies in the region and beyond?
Israel is in constant contact with our allies, and I'm sure there has been talks surrounding the situation.
So that was Deputy Head of Israel Defense Force International Press Desk. Keep watching Hindustan Times for all the latest on the Israel-Hamas war.